If you've been on the fence about purchasing your very own neck air conditioner, then this video is for you. We are taking a look at the Ranvoo AICE Lite. It retails for just around $200 and it's gonna keep you cool on these hot summer days. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And I know what you're thinking. Didn't Jeff already review the AICE Lite? And yes, you are correct, but this is my 2-month update. Enough talk though, let's get right into this review. I'm not going to go into the detail that I did on my first video, but there are a few things that I wanted to show you. One is look at the adjustability of this. It fits necks of almost any size, and that is actually really, really important. I've used some of these neck air conditioners that did not have that flexibility, and they are really tight. But for me, this one fits really nice. There are 4 main settings for the AICE Lite. Right now it's in the cooling mode, but you also have a wind only mode. You have a heating mode, and you also have what's known as their AI mode, where it adjusts to the surrounding area and keeps you in your optimal temperature. These metal plates go almost all the way around, and they're what give you your heating or cooling, and they are adjustable down as low as 61 degrees Fahrenheit and all the way up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the setting you have them on. In addition to the hot and cold plates, you also have this area on both sides that is actually just a fan blowing up at you. If we turn this over, these 2 areas right here are another set of fans that will blow down your back and keeps you even cooler. After price, the second most popular question I get asked is how much does that weigh? And as you can see, it's 1 pound, 2.4 ounces, which is right about 523 grams. You can change the settings right here on the unit itself or from the app. Let me show you the unit itself first. Right now, this is the AI mode. If I push and hold the power button, it actually changes it to the fan mode, push and hold again, to the cooling mode, and pushing and holding again, to the heating mode. I can also adjust it up or down the 3 different levels. If I want to shut it off, I just push it once. What I want to do now is really just walk you through the different functions of the app. If you see this little gear icon at the top, that's your settings. You can go on in here and do a whole lot of things. You can change the name of the unit if you don't like it named AICE Lite. You can also watch the instructions if you just didn't know how to use it. There's the language, and of course, changing between Fahrenheit and Celsius is on there as well. Let's go back. You can see that we have our battery indicator up here. Of course, there's our temperature. We're going to get to that in just a second. But down here towards the bottom is really what I want to show you. And that's how you can change it between the different settings. Let's turn it on. Of course, it is already in the heat mode, but we don't want that because it's hot out. So let's turn it to the cooling mode. And I can either use these plus or minus buttons to turn this up or turn it down. I like to leave it down here at 61 and really crank that fan. But you can go through the other modes as well. You can have a heating mode. There's wind only mode. That means the plates aren't going to be cold. It's just going to blow the fan at you. Of course, there's an AI mode, which adjusts the temperature based on your setting. There is a low power function. Of course, you have, where it turns really, really powerful and it gets cold really, really fast. You can turn it into a hot pack, and of course you can silence the unit itself. I really do appreciate the functionality of the app and how user-friendly it is. So tell me, what are your thoughts of these wearable neck air conditioners? Have you tried one? Is there one you'd recommend? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. It's an overcast day and the local weather report says it's going to be hot. It's 10:35 in the morning. It's already almost 98 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a hot one. Let's turn on our AICE Lite. I've got the app rolling here. We're also going to lower the temperature all the way down as low as it can go because it is hot out here. We're going to crank up the wind speed, and let's put this on. We've been in a bit of a drought here for the last couple of weeks, so there's no mowing the lawn right now, but what we are going to do is we are going to trim this tree. And can you believe it? It's been 5 years since I trimmed this tree, and that's when I actually reviewed my Arctic hat. So for this video, I'm going to use the Arctic hat again and trim our tree. Man, I don't remember it being this difficult to trim this tree 5 years ago, but we're moving through. We're about 20 minutes in, and check out that mess that we've made already. I will say my neck is super cool, and I appreciate the fan blowing down the back of my neck. It is hot, I am sweating, but guess what? This AICE Lite is keeping me cool. We've been working for just around 30 minutes and it's time to take a break. You can see our outside temperature is still climbing. It's around 97.5 degrees Fahrenheit. It is hot. Our AICE Lite is running. Let's see what the temperature is showing us. All right, so we can see we around 73, 75, up to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. I want to make sure I get it on the cooling part. Yeah, there we go. All right, so you can see that it is definitely at least 20 degrees cooler than the current surrounding temperature, which in my opinion, that's awesome. This temperature does fluctuate. Like right now, there's no cloud coverage, and so it's gonna go up, but we do have clouds from time to time, so it remains around that 97, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. We are now done for the day. It took us about an hour, and look at the amount of branches I cut off, but check out that tree trunk. It actually looks pretty clean. I think, you know what? In another 5 years, I might tackle it again. I did leave this branch a little longer than I wanted to because, well, there was a bird's nest in there and I didn't want to evict the birds. But all in all, I think it looks good, and the ice light kept me cool during the process. I also think it's important to have realistic expectations about what you're getting. This is a neck air conditioner. It keeps your neck cool, maybe a little bit up here to your ears. You can feel the fan, and a little bit down the back of your neck here and under your shirt. It does not cool your entire body, so it's important to note that. I also wanted to point out that this fan is on all the time, right? It's not something you can really turn off, especially if the cooling plates are on, so just so you know that you will be hearing the fan while you're using this neck air conditioner. I tell you what, it has been certainly hot sitting here. What's that temperature say? 111 degrees Fahrenheit. It is really, really hot here in the sun. The ice light is still down in, well, that one says 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I've seen it up as high as 73 or so. This thing is remaining really cold, even though it's super hot out. We finished with the first tree, and I decided to check on some of the peach trees we have, and check this out. The deer, in an attempt to eat the peaches off the tree, actually broke a branch. Now, I'm gonna cut the rest of it off. In this video, we are taking a second look at the Ice Lite, a wearable neck air conditioner. I actually wear this thing a lot, and I get a lot of questions about it, so I wanted to put out a second review. This is my 2-month review. So, what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. I've seen it range between $200 and $220, which makes it a pretty affordable neck air conditioner. Let's talk a little bit about my experience over the last couple months. If I'm stationary, just relaxing, sitting at the pool, this thing does a great job. I have that fan blowing up, the fan blowing down, plus those cooling plates are ice cold. It really does keep you cool. That being said, if you're on the move, either you're running or biking or doing some work, this thing can shift back and forth, and you might have to adjust it, just so you're aware of that. I adjusted it so many times on the left side right here, and that's where the power button is, so sometimes I do shut it off, so just be careful if you are going to adjust it. The power button is right there. Now, if you do shut it off, you just push it again and it turns right back on. I really appreciate the flexibility in this. I've utilized other neck fans or air conditioners that do not flex, and they're just so tight. This one fits my neck, and my neck is pretty big, so I appreciate that. I also thought it was great that the company has 2 different ways you can use it, either from the buttons right on the unit or through the app. I prefer the app because it's quick and easy, but if you don't have that or you don't want to use an app, the buttons are right here for you to use. In this review, I did not go into a whole lot of detail of the specs. I did that in my first review. I will link that at the end. That was my full second look at the Ice Lite. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. Now that my work is done, I get to spend the rest of the day out enjoying the sunshine by the pool, and guess what? Because the Ice Lite has such an amazing battery, it's still keeping me cool. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire second look at the Ice Lite. If you happen to miss my first review, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm gonna join you right there. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.